that, but I get what you're saying. So in the point that you're trying to make, yes, you're correct.
Hey, man, while we're talking sports here, and again, Sports and More Show, this is Vince Wright, Sports Governor. Make sure you're checking all of us out, the xsquadaffiliates.com. That's our website. You'll find Cooking with the Microwave. You'll find info on John Fisher, myself, my show I do on Tuesday nights, by the way, Sports Done Right. This show, we got Kicking It with Kesey, talking about the hottest trending topics out there on social media. We also got, as Fisher was telling the lovely young ladies earlier, we got Spicy Conversations. And again, make sure the curtains are drawn when you're listening to that, and make sure you get, personally, Reggie's favorite lotion, the Jerkins, ready, because he's going to be ready to rock and roll with that one.
Hey,
yes,
I'm
sir.
not going to lie.
I hear you. Spicy will do that. And also, we got our main man, Togo Uganda Cole, is hosting the Lonely Hearts Cafe. National followings on all the shows, man. Big things coming up for all of our shows. But hey, Fish, I wanted to get your opinion here, man. We got our first poll here for college football, and me and Reg touched on this a little bit. I'll just kind of go through the top 10 here. Obviously, Alabama number 1, Clemson number 2, Oklahoma 3rd, Florida State comes in 4th, Ohio State is 5th, 6th is Louisiana State. Stanford number 7, Michigan is 8, Notre Dame 9, and the Tennessee Volunteers are bringing up the top 10. Fish, what do you think about that offhand?
Offhand, I'm not upset with number 1 and number 2. You can interchange them any way you want. I would rather say that Clemson is number 1 because of Deshaun Watson coming back, but I can understand because what happened last year, Alabama being number 1. I also think Ohio State should probably be at least one slot up.
I agree with that. I do too, yes.
Florida State, I really have to take a closer look at them to see why they are so high up, and maybe they got a good squad and everything, but I haven't got a chance to really look at Florida State really since Jameis left. I mean, it wasn't that long ago that Jameis left, but, for them to be so highly ranked, and I don't remember them being in the conversation for a national championship last season. They either got a lot of players, coming in this year who maybe were redshirted the year before, or something else that I just don't know about. So I mean, everything. I don't disagree with the top 10 for the most part. I just think that you can interchange some of the. I was kind of interested not to see Ole Miss anywhere in there. You didn't say Ole Miss in the top 10, did you?
No, I didn't. And actually, checking the polls here, Ole Miss comes in at number 12. I'll just finish it out. 11 was Michigan State, 12 Mississippi, Houston is 13, TCU 14, Iowa is 15, Georgia, Thorny's Dogs are coming in at 16, USC is 17, Washington is 18. Oklahoma State, 19, North Carolina, 20, and the rest of the top 25, you got North Carolina, Baylor, Oregon, Louisville, UCLA, and Florida.
So why?
Yeah. Go ahead, Dallas.
I mean, I don't even pay attention to the rankings. It doesn't really even matter, and especially now with the way the playoff. But I see what you're saying. Yeah, I guess Bama should be number 1 potentially, but I think Minnesota's ranked like 80th, if I'm correct, or something like that.
But here he goes.
Where was Michigan again, Gov?
Ooh, that's a good question.
That's a good question. Hold on one second.
I think they're in the top. They got
number 8,
15. Okay,
number 8.
Yeah, I mean, if you really ask me, because of the culture that Harbaugh brings, and like I said, I haven't seen Florida State play since Jameis left. But I would beg to differ that maybe Michigan should be ahead of Florida State. I mean, Jim Harbaugh's got the rap video out right now. He's climbing trees to get recruits and all that stuff. Yes, I would like to believe that Michigan should be a little bit higher.
Why?
Maybe, I mean, just because of the presence of Harbaugh, and what he brings with the way. I think Jim Harbaugh, he's almost like the Mike Tomlin of college football.
Oh.
He's hard-nosed. He has fun, but his players like to play for him. Jim Harbaugh, he's going to go to bat for his players every time. And Mike Tomlin, he's not going to make any excuses for a grown man who makes a mistake. But at the same time, what he says is he doesn't trash them. And he's just like, yeah, well, the guys that we got here remain are going to have to step up. Like, and maybe that was a bad comparison, but I'm just saying, like, the players love to play for Jim Harbaugh. He's been successful on the NFL level. He's going back to, he's back at his alma mater, and all of a sudden the recruiting has gone way up.
No, whoa, hold up, Fish. Ohio State's ranked number 1 in 2017 as far as the recruiting class. And actually, Jim Harbaugh still got his ass kicked by Ohio State. Got blown the F out. Blown
but that's
out.
Ohio State. But that's Ohio State. When I'm asking you, he got blown out by Ohio State, but what was the gap between Ohio State and Michigan before he got there? I bet it was a lot bigger.
It was the same players. I mean, Harbaugh's a great coach. I'll give you that. But I don't think he should be ranked 8th. I'll be honest with you. To me, they haven't done anything to be ranked 8th.
Michigan played pretty good last year, man.
They got beat by.
You're talking to a Buckeye fan, Fish. You got to remember that, dog.
No, I'm not.
Okay.
No. You can't get thrashed at home. You cannot get thrashed by your rivalry at home by like 30.
Why not?
Because if that's your rivalry,
has it never happened in history before, Dollar?
I'm not gonna say it's never happened, but I mean when you're talking about,
has your team ever been thrashed at home by a rival?
I'm sure they have. I cannot recall the last time that Michigan has blown out Ohio State.
So I get what you mean when you say you can't do that, but at the same time, yes, you can, because guess what? Them same diehard fans that were heartbroken when you got thrashed at home, they're going to be right there the next time you play that same team at home cheering for you. So, I mean, it happens.
No, but wait a minute.
You know what I mean?
But, Jersey, are you aware that actually Michigan State has had a better record? Fish. Sorry, Fish. You know that. My bad. But Michigan State has beaten Michigan like a drum, and they beat them last year. So why is Michigan ranked higher than Michigan State when, to me, Michigan State has a better coach?
I thought Michigan State, Governor, you said Michigan State was 6?
Did you? I apologize.
Let me check here, folks. Michigan State is actually 11th.
They
were.
No. Now, I agree with you there, Doc. I think Michigan State should be ranked higher than Michigan. I didn't know. Yeah, definitely. I like I said, man, and you said it, Dollars, like when you come with the ranking, especially preseason and all that, it really means nothing. And I think, yes, I will give you that. Michigan is ranked as high as they are just because of Harbaugh, just because of coaching. I don't think Michigan State should be ranked that low, but I mean,
folks,
rankings are rankings.
Right, exactly. And again, we are the Sports and More Show. We got Jay Fish on the line with us here. Now, Fisher, since you down there and we got the lovely Thorny Switch in the chat room, let's talk a little bit about the Georgia Bulldogs. What do you think about the Bulldogs this year? Do you think that they can rise up and challenge, or is it just going to be another season of kind of dashed dreams for the Bulldog fans down there in Athens?
Well, I want to preface my comments by saying I love Thorny Switch to death.
I do too.
So I already think you know where I'm going with these comments, man. Look, man.
Watch out.
There is, and I don't know if you want to call it a curse for whatever. There is something hanging over the University of Georgia to which they just can't get it done. They will have the requisite tools. They will have, at least at the point in time, what everybody believes is the requisite coaching, and they just can't get it done. And it's one thing to lose a big game, but they get thrashed in big, meaningful games. They just get thrashed, and it's just like, it's almost like Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. You see them play one game that's important, and they do well, and you're like, oh my goodness, they're gonna be ready. They're gonna be ready, and then they play Alabama, and we're like, oh yeah, wait a minute, no, you know what I mean? And Thorny, I'm sorry, but it has just been the way it's been with the University of Georgia when it comes to football. Like they will have they had Todd Gurley. I mean, granted, Todd Gurley got hurt, But, they suspended the man for something stupid. Then he comes back and gets hurt. Like, whenever they have a good team that we say, oh, look, Georgia's ranked number, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or whatever the case may be, it comes to that game. And whenever it comes to that game, they wet the bed.
Hey, folks, that's Jay Fish coming to you live and direct, Sports and More. And by the way, let me just take a quick pause here, folks.
Yeah, there's a bunch of people that just came in.
Yeah, exactly. We got a bunch of people joining us, Sports and More show. Not only did we have Reggie's lovely ladies, we got number one, JB has joined us. What's going on, brother JB? What's happening, my folk? And the man that started it all for everybody on this phone line, basically, with the podcast. Yeah, the master himself, man, the real cast ranger numero uno, the one and only Jungle Brother. What's going on, Jungle?
Did you say what's up to my man Clay Omar Tomlin Davis?
Oh, that's right. And we got
he shouted him out. He read his chat earlier.
Yeah, okay. I did, and Big Clay's in here, and I love that because you never see Omar and Mike together, do you?
Hey, you know what, fellas, and not just because these are good looking young men, but I have literally been compared to Omar Epps my whole life until Mike Tomlin emerged. And when I got interviewed on Doug's show, we were talking about that, and I said it really is the eyes. I got the big old eyes, they a little slanted, but they're big, and I get compared to both of those. So it's funny that Clay had the whole Omar Tomlin thing going on.
Right. Hey, now, Fish.
Talking about Tomlin, man. Can we?
Okay, yeah, let's move on for Tomlin before this, for a little song.
I hear enough from Carla.
Just explodes here. Folks, let me go over the Georgia schedule here with you guys and tell me what you think. They start off with North Carolina. Then they have... Yeah, and I'm trying to see the second game. Oh, Nicholls State. Okay, obviously a win there. Then they got Missouri. Then they got Mississippi and Tennessee back-to-back. On the road at South Carolina. That Mississippi game is on the road, by the way. They're come back home, play Vanderbilt. They got Florida at home, or actually the cocktail party, as we know, so that's a half-and-half game. Then they're on the road at Kentucky. They got Auburn at home. They got Louisiana Lafayette. And then they obviously end the season with the rivalry game at Georgia Tech. Or Georgia Tech is actually going up to Athens this year. So what do you think?
I can see them losing 3 to 4 of those games. At least 3. I can see them losing 3 of those games.
All right, hold on. Let's read a little bit of chat real quick. So JB,
yeah, because we got to go back on that Tomlin chat. Ninja brought up a very good point there. I know the ladies love Mike Tomlin.
Oh so yeah, Thorny was going in on me.
Yeah, we got to go all the way back here because Thorny definitely putting you in your place, homie.
He said, "Thank you, Ninja. Dollars is reaching with those alligator arms." Ninja said, "Dollars, you tried to pull that last year. I told you then." There were 8 more teams with more penalties in Pittsburgh, and they were all were the top teams in the league outside of 3 of them. New England included in teams that had more penalties.
Hey, and in the chat room, it looks like Thorny kind of got things started by going, keep talking this shit, Reggie, about Tomlin. I'll sing like a stool pigeon to your old lady.
But she went ham on Fish, too. I'll get to you, Fish. Clay
Omar. About me?
Hold on. Clay Omar Tomlin said Bama only has 11 national championships. There, I said it. Dollars, these unfounded slander is the cause of the problems. Let's see here.
Thorny Switch about you, Fisher, when the ladies were on the phone here earlier talking about, notice John Fish switched up the voice.
Let's see. Slugger said,
hey, look, this is why that goes down, fellas. When you throw 100 miles an hour, the way you strike a batter out is a changeup. Aha!
JB said, I know one team that shouldn't be ranked, and that's Georgia. Thorny said, JB, sit your ass down.
This is a
and JB said, Thorny, y'all don't have a quarterback. Girl, stop. And then Thorny said, Gators snuck in at 25, effing gross. You mean the same Gators that won the East, Miss Thorny? Oh, yeah, underrated. From JB, they got their own little SEC battle. Your wife said Georgia reminds her of your beloved Gophers.
And, of course, that ninja said Vince still throwing salt like a relief pitcher.
Thorny said Fish sounded like the average analyst. There's no curse. It was an inept coach.
Hey, and folks, just so you know, Reggie's girl Carla, the wonderful first lady, as we know, lovely, well, for lack of a better term, Caucasian girls. They're going to be starting their own show.
Here we go.